So let us start. In the last class, we discussed regarding the process of excretion. In the last class, we discussed regarding the process of respiration. Today, we are going to discuss regarding the process of excretion. Yeah. So overall, the excretory system. What is excretory system? It removes excess of water, which is extra in our body. Urea. Urea is a nitrogenous waste. So the waste usually formed from all the cells will be in the form of a nitrogenous compounds. So waste will be in the form of a nitrogenous compounds, especially most of the waste. So that is called as urea. Then carbon dioxide we will be having, and other waste from the blood. It might be the cell, torn out cells, cell debris, that is a waste of a cell, that all. The next we have kidneys. Kidneys are the most important parts of excretory system. Okay, kidneys have a functional and structural units in them which are called nephron. So we can refer nephron in a common language as the cells of excretion. That is, the cells of the kidney are made up of, the cells of the kidney are called nephrons. The cells of the liver are called hepatocytes. The cells of the bone are called osteocytes. Okay. Then the cells of the brain is called neuron. Okay. So these are certain names of cells which are present in a specialized organ. Then we have the other excretory part like called as lungs. You might got this one shock, like how lungs can excrete. So indirectly it is involved in excretion or sending out of carbon dioxide, which is waste in our body, which is not useful in our body. Okay, the next one is skin. So that is in the form of a sweat glands. So we know that usually the person who sweats, he will be more healthy, because most of the waste will be sent out through a sweat only. So it excretes the water as sweat, which contains some trace chemical waste, including urea. So our sweat also contains a very minute trace of urea. And the next one is liver. Liver is also involved in sending out of ammonia. Okay, ammonia is also dangerous in our body, because ammonia will dissolve in certain atmosphere, that it will dissolve in a large amount of water. To dissolve small amount of ammonia, you need large amount of water. Okay, so that is why ammonia cannot be sustained in our body, so it has to be excreted out. So the ammonia will be excreted by the liver into simpler forms, and that simpler forms again it mixes with the blood, and finally it is excreted in the form of a urine. Okay, so we have types of metabolic waste. So what are the types of metabolic waste? So waste here are carbon dioxide, water, salts, nitrogenous waste. Okay, so waste like carbon dioxide is produced from aerobic respiration. So what do you mean by aerobic respiration? Okay, what do you mean by aerobic respiration? Aerobic respiration means the respiration which happens or which proceeds with the presence of oxygen, right? Next one is water. So that is also aerobic respiration. So during aerobic respiration also, you will get a water. Okay, it's produced, the water is produced as a byproduct. The next one is salts. So salts are formed by the activities done by a cell. So that is a metabolic activities. The activities which are taking place inside the body, inside the cells. The activities might be constructivist, that is catabolic activity, or we can say anabolic activity. So both kind of activity produces waste like salts. Sorry. Next we have nitrogenous waste. So how nitrogenous waste will be formed? So the nitrogenous waste will be formed by breaking out of excess amino acids and proteins. So when you see the formula of amino acid, NH2COOH, N is the nitrogen. Then when you see the structure of protein, it is made up of amino acids itself. So it also contains the nitrogen in a excess amount. So the breakdown of these extra amino acids and the proteins, okay, leads to the formation of nitrogenous waste, which is no longer used in our body. So these are the type of the waste, and these are from which process those are produced from. Next one, types of nitrogenous waste. So we have three types of nitrogenous waste: ammonia, urea, uric acid crystals. Okay, ammonia means what? Which is highly toxic, and as I said, it needs a large amount of water to dissolve. So that is why ammonia is a nitrogenous waste in fishes. Urea, it is moderately toxic. It is moderately toxic. The next one is uric acid crystals. Especially the bird's excreta will be in the form of uric acid crystals. It needs very, very less water. Okay. So it is minimally toxic. It is not so much poisonous. Okay. Now, as you can see, this is the diagram of an excretory system. Vena cava, the blood vessels which bring in the blood, arteries to the kidneys. These are the artery, renal artery we will call. Okay. And this blue color is renal vein, which again sends the blood, which absorbs the extra water. When reabsorption of water takes place and important minerals takes place, so again the blood is sent to the body through the veins. Then these pipe-like structures are called ureters, and these kidney shaped, that is bean-shaped structures are called kidneys. Then a sac or a bag-like structure called bladder. Bladder proceeds with the urethra. Okay. So this is regarding the brief explanation of excretory system. Okay. Now, so the urinary system or the excretory system consists of the following organs: 2 kidneys, 2 ureters, 1 urinary bladder, and 1 urethra. So the kidneys will secrete the urine. The kidneys are meant for to secrete the urine. Okay, they will filter the blood and form the urine. 2 ureters, which convey, or we can say which transfer the urine from the kidney to the urinary bladder, which transfer the urine from the kidney to the urinary bladder. Okay, next, urinary bladder, where urine collect and temporarily store. So urinary bladder is meant for storing of the urine. Okay, storage of urine. Next one, urethra. Urethra is the opening through which the urine will be discharged exteriorly, that is from the to the outside. The urine is sent outside through an opening called urethra from the urinary bladder. Okay, now next one. So this is the diagram of a kidney. Okay, so this is the inside view of the kidney. So let us study the inner view. See, this is the cortex. The outer layer or the outer region is called cortex, and you can see the inner region, which is called medulla. Cortex and medulla. Then, so when we see the structure of the kidneys, the kidney will be having the filtering units, that is cells of the kidney are called as nephrons. So approximately there are 1 million nephrons in each kidney. So one kidney has 1 million nephrons. So the nephrons or the kidney cells of a kidney are located within the cortex and medulla of each kidney. So the nephrons will be distributed in the cortex and medulla region of the kidney. The tubes of the nephron are surrounded by cells and a network of blood vessels spread throughout the tissue. So the nephron will be having specialized kind of tubes. The nephron is made up of, that cell is made up of nothing but a much like 3 or 4 types of tubes. So those tubes are again surrounded by a simple cells and also the network of blood vessels. Why network of blood vessels? As nephrons acts as a filtration unit. What the nephrons has to filter? The blood. So blood vessels must be there to supply the blood and to take the purified blood. So that is why these nephrons are covered with a network of blood vessels. Therefore, material that leaves the nephron enters the surrounding cell and returns to the bloodstream by network of vessels. So whatever blood enters the nephron after the filtration, once the water is reabsorbed, once the essential, again the necessary materials are, necessary substances are reabsorbed, so again those reabsorbed water and nutrients will be sent to the surrounding cells, as well as they will enter to the main blood stream by a network of vessels. That is blood vessels. Okay. So this is a rough, just a second. Yeah. This is a diagram or a nephron. So we can see the Bowman's capsule, PCT, proximal convoluted tubule. Okay, DCT, distal convoluted tubule. This is a collecting duct, and you have the loop of Henle. This is a loop of Henle. Okay. Bowman's capsule. See how Bowman's capsule looks inside. It is made up of, made like this, glomerulus it is called. Okay, see, this is called a glomerulus inside the Bowman's capsule. Efferent arteriole, afferent arteriole and efferent arteriole. So what are these afferent and efferent arteriole? Any guesses? Afferent and efferent arteriole. Okay. So here afferent arteriole, afferent is there, no a. A means what? A always indicates which brings in the blood, which brings the blood inside. E, exit, E for exit. So which takes the blood outside. So this afferent arteriole and efferent arteriole will be connected to the glomerulus, which will be inside the Bowman's capsule. So afferent arteriole, what it does? It is a renal artery. It is a renal artery means it is the artery of a kidney which takes the blood, or which brings the blood to the glomerulus. Afferent arteriole brings the blood to the glomerulus. Efferent arteriole, it is also an artery of a kidney or a blood vessel of a kidney, okay, which takes the blood from the glomerulus. Afferent to the glomerulus, efferent from the glomerulus. Okay. Now, so these are the parts of the kidney: cortex, medulla, nephron, okay, then renal artery, renal vein, and this is a ureter. Okay. Now, when we have to study the parts of the nephron, so each nephron will be consisting of following parts like glomerulus, Bowman's capsule, proximal tubule, that is convoluted tubule, loop of Henle, distal convoluted tubule, and collecting duct. So what is this glomerulus? It is a mass of thin walled of capillaries. Glomerulus is nothing but it is a thin walled. 1 minute. See this one inside. It is a Bowman's capsule, a capsule or a round like structure. Within it, we will be having very thin pipe like structure, which are called a network of capillaries. So glomerulus will be made up of capillaries. Okay, now next. Bowman's capsule. It is a double-walled cup-shaped structure. What is Bowman's capsule? Double-walled cup-shaped structure which covers the glomerulus. Next. Okay. Next we have proximal tubule leads from Bowman's capsule to the loop of Henle. So what is proximal tubule? 1 minute, I will just show you. Reabsorb PCT. Okay, this one. So this here is there, no, this is called as PCT, that is proximal convoluted tubule, which joins the glomerulus to the Henle's loop. This is a loop of Henle. This one is there, no, U-shaped. So this is a loop of Henle. Loop of Henle is covered by a network of blood vessels, you can see, right? Then distal tubule connects the loop of Henle to the collecting duct. So this one is there, no, this side. This is called as distant DCT, distal convoluted tubule, this one. Okay, this one. So this will collect or connect, this will connect loop of Henle to the collecting duct, Then we have collecting duct. So this one is a collecting duct. So let us see what is how the urine formation takes place, right? Next, a kidney. Blood, waste and water enter here through the renal artery. So waste and water along with the blood will enter here through the renal artery, this one, okay, afferent arteriole. Next, blood without waste or excess water leave here through renal vein. So this one is there, no? So here the arrow mark should come like this. So what happens? Blood with the waste or without waste or excess water will be sent out. Then excess water and toxic waste here. Excess water and toxic waste in the form of a urine leaves here via the ureter. So this is a ureter. So what this will do? This will take the blood with the waste and excess water. This will send out the blood without waste and without excess water. And this, it will send out the waste entirely from the body which has excess water and toxic substance. Okay. Then, okay. So how flow of fluid takes place through a nephron? Flow of blood or filtration of blood takes place through a nephron. The first one is glomerulus. Glomerulus is covered by a cup-shaped structure called Bowman's capsule. Once it enters, it will go to proximal convoluted tubule, then descending limb of Henle. Descending limb means like this. Let me show you. Descending. Okay. Ascending. Male ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. Descending ಕೆಳಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಹೌದಾ? Descending order. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ proximal convoluted tubule. This is a descending loop and this is a ascending loop of a Henle. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಹೌದಾ? Next. Distal convoluted tubule. Then drain into collecting duct. So DCT ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Finally it will go to collecting duct. This is a part or a road. ಹೌದಾ? Next. Blood supply in the kidney. This is not related. Okay. 1 minute. The main thing is, yeah. The main thing here is glomerular filtration. So here afferent arteriole will be there. This one, okay, which brings the blood to the glomerulus. So the glomerulus will be made up of network of capillaries and covered with a Bowman's capsule. And this is efferent arteriole. Filters the blood, proteins can't pass through. So in the network of capillaries, filtration of blood takes place. Okay. And the blood which is purified is sent back, which is not purified, it will be sent out through the efferent arteriole. Okay. So here, passing a liquid or a gas through a filter to remove waste is called filtration. So the glomerulus, what is there? It acts as a filterer. It is a small network of capillaries which is encased or closed in the top of a nephron by a Bowman's capsule. So what happens there? The blood fluid from the blood, fluid which contains the waste and excess water from the blood, which will flows to the Bowman's capsule. And in the glomerulus, the materials like water, urea, glucose, salts, amino acids, all will be filtered. So the substances like plasma proteins, cells and platelets remain in the blood. They will not be filtered because they are too large to pass through the capillary walls. So they will not enter the glomerulus itself because glomerulus is very, very small. The capillaries are very, very small, but these proteins, cells and platelets are large. So these are not sent for the filtration. The next one is reabsorption. So what is reabsorption? Most of the material which is sent to the glomerulus, which is removed from the blood at Bowman's capsule, makes its way back into the blood. So the fluid, whatever it is sent through the blood, will be having certain substances which are necessary. So that fluid will be again sent back to the blood. So the process in which liquid is taken back into a vessel, the process in which that fluid is taken back into a vessel and mixed with the blood is called as reabsorption. So almost 99% of the water which enters the Bowman's capsule will be reabsorbed. So when the filtrate drains, so the filtrate which is formed in the glomerulus, when it drains, means when it goes to the collecting duct, most water and nutrients have been reabsorbed in the blood. Okay, most of the nutrients and water will be reabsorbed until it's sent to the collecting duct. Okay, next. See, water and important salts are absorbed. These are the blood vessels. Then the remaining material which does not consist of any useful substances, which consist of only waste, is emptied or is sent to a collecting duct. So until that, it will be passed to PCT, loop of Henle and DCT. Then it is sent to a collecting duct. Urine is primarily concentrated in the loop of Henle. So in the loop of Henle, urine will be concentrated, means the amount of water is very, very less. So the loop of Henle, what it does, it is a section or a part of a nephron where water is conserved, water is not wasted, water is stored or conserved, and volume of urine is minimized. So the volume of urine will be very, very less. As the kidneys works, purified blood is returned to circulation. So the purified blood is returned to circulation, and while urine will be returned or sent to the urinary bladder. So urine is stored here until it is released from the body through a tube called urethra. Right. Fine. Next, the next one is nephron. So each this we learned already. Nephron, dialysis. Okay. Just a minute. We will solve questions now. Okay. So here The first question is, you can message me your answer. The first question is, which of the following statement is correct? Option A, the ascending limb of loop of Henle is impermeable to water. Then the descending limb of loop of Henle is impermeable to water. The ascending limb of loop of Henle is permeable to water. The descending limb of loop of Henle is permeable to electrolytes. So what is the answer? Which of the following statement is correct? Option A, B, C, and D. It is not written. Just see all the statements are A, B, C, and D. Can you answer through a message? Yes. Option A. Okay. Nayana said option A. So let me see the answer. The ascending limb of loop of Henle is impermeable to water. Very good. Option A is the right answer. You have given right answer. Good. Next question. A decrease in blood pressure or volume will not cause the release of. It is asked in NEET 2017. A decrease in blood pressure or volume will not cause the release of renin, atrial natriuretic factor, aldosterone, and ADH. So what is the answer? Any guesses? Yes. Yes, Nayana. Okay. So the answer here is atrial natriuretic factor. Atrial natriuretic factor. Okay. Next one. The part of a nephron involved in active reabsorption of sodium is. The part of a nephron which is involved in active reabsorption of sodium is. Option A, distal convoluted tubule. Option B, proximal convoluted tubule. Option C, Bowman's capsule. Option D, descending limb of Henle's loop. Yes. Yes. Okay. Option A, distal convoluted tubule. So, okay, let me check. So the answer is proximal convoluted tubule. So the sodium will be always reabsorbed at PCT. Okay. Next one. Human urine is usually acidic because the sodium transporter exchanges one hydrogen ion for each sodium ion in a particular capillaries. Excreted plasma proteins are acidic. Potassium and sodium exchange generates acidity. Hydrogen ions are actively secreted into the filtrate. Yes. What is the answer? Any guesses, Nayana?
No, ma'am.
Okay. The answer here is hydrogen ions are actively secreted into the filtrate due to the H plus ion concentration. We know that acid means usually we will measure the acidity based on H plus ion concentration. So hydrogen ions are actively secreted into the filtrate, which makes the urine acidic. Okay, next question. Which of the following causes an increase in sodium reabsorption in DCT? Okay, increase in aldosterone levels, increase in antidiuretic hormone levels, decrease in aldosterone level, decrease in antidiuretic hormone levels. Read the question properly and then you can answer. Okay. The answer here is increase in aldosterone level. Due to increase in aldosterone level, which makes a sodium to be reabsorbed by the PCT, proximal convoluted tubule. Okay, next one. Question number 6. The figure shows human urinary system with structure labeled A. Select option which correctly identifies them and gives their characteristics and function. A to D. Okay, A to D. So A we should say. What is B we should say. And C we should say. Then D we should say. Okay, let us see. A, adrenal gland located at the anterior part of kidney secrete catecholamines which stimulate glycogen breakdown. Then B, pelvis board tunnel shaped space inner to hilum directly connected to loops of Henle. C, medulla inner zone of kidney and contains complete nephrons. D, cortex outer part of kidney and do not contain any nephrons. Yes?
Ma'am, once again show the figure, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, adrenal gland A.
Adrenal gland. Okay, good. Good. So the right answer here is A, that is adrenal gland located at the anterior part of a kidney. Question number 7. The maximum amount of electrolytes and water, that is 70 to 80% from a glomerular filtrate is reabsorbed in which part of the nephron? Option A, ascending limb of loop of Henle. Option B, DCT, that is distal convoluted tubule. Option C, proximal convoluted tubule. Option D, descending limb of loop of Henle.
Option A.
Option A, ascending limb of loop of Henle. So it is PCT. PCT, maximum amount of this one, electrolytes and water will be reabsorbed and then it will be sent to the descending and then to the ascending. Ascending means only passage of urine takes place there. Okay. Question number 8. Which one of the following correctly explains the function of specific part of a human nephron? Henle's loop, most reabsorption of the major substances from the glomerular filtrate. This is a function of Henle's loop. Distal, DCT, reabsorption of ions into surrounding blood capillaries. Afferent arteriole, carries the blood away from the glomerulus towards renal vein. Podocytes, create minute space for the filtration of blood into the Bowman's capsule.
Ma'am, option A.
Option A. Okay. The right answer is option D, podocytes. It create minute spaces. Very important question. Just take a screenshot. Otherwise, take a screenshot of podocytes itself. So here, what it does, it creates a minute space, a very less space for the filtration of blood into the Bowman's capsule. These all are correct, but not exactly correct. Some of the changes are made. So they asked the correctly explains the function. So the right answer is podocytes. Okay, next question. Which one of the following is not a part of renal pyramid? Convoluted tubule, collecting duct, loop of Henle, peritubular capillaries. Options are, sorry, these are the options. What is the answer? Okay, so the answer here is convoluted tubules. Convoluted tubules, that is, which are not a part of renal pyramid. Okay. 10th question. Uricotelic mode of passing out nitrogenous waste is found in uric acid, birds and annelids, amphibians and reptiles, insects and amphibians, reptiles and birds. So here, reptiles and birds, that is, they will excrete uric acid in the form of a nitrogenous waste. So when we see the excreta of birds, you can see it will be quite hard because the uric acid needs very less water to dissolve. And we know that birds will be flying. If they drink more water, it will not be sufficient for them to fly, okay, freely. So that is why the water will be minimized in the excretory waste. Okay, now question number 11. Which one of the following statement is correct with respect to kidney function regulation? Exposure to cold temperature stimulates ADH release. An increase in glomerular blood flow stimulates formation of angiotensin II. During summer, when body loses lot of water by evaporation, the release of ADH is suppressed. When someone drinks lot of water, ADH release is stopped. What is the answer?
Ma'am, C.
Option C. When body loses water. Okay. Fine. So the right answer is when someone drinks a lot of water, ADH release will be stopped. Next question. Injury to adrenal cortex is not likely to affect the secretion of which one of the following? Aldosterone, both and androstenedione and dehydroepiandrosterone, C. Adrenaline, D. Cortisol. Okay. So here answer is adrenaline. If injury to adrenal cortex occur, it will not affect the secretion of adrenaline. Question number 13. Which one of the following statement in regard to the excretion by the human kidney is correct? Okay. Option A, that is descending limb of loop of Henle is impermeable to water. Option B, distal convoluted tubule is incapable of reabsorbing HCO3. Then nearly 99% of the glomerular filtrate is reabsorbed by the renal tubules. Ascending limb of loop of Henle is impermeable to electrolytes.
Ma'am, option A.
So here the answer is option C, that is nearly 99% of glomerular filtrate is reabsorbed by the renal tubules. Question number 14. The principal nitrogenous excretory compound in human is synthesized, okay, in kidney but eliminate mostly through liver, in kidneys as well as eliminated by the kidneys, in liver and also eliminated by the same through bile, in the liver but eliminated mostly through kidneys.
Ma'am, D.
Okay, option D. Okay, right answer. So option D is the right answer. Good. Uric acid is the chief nitrogenous component of the excretory product of man, earthworm, cockroach, frog.
Man.
Okay. The right answer is cockroach, insect, birds, insects. Okay. So the cockroach, when you see the excreta of a cockroach, so it will be dry and quite hard. So that is the indication of uric acid. Then question number 16. What will happen if the stretched receptors of the urinary bladder wall are totally removed? Urine will not collect in the bladder. Mixturation will continue. That is the excretion of urine. Then urine will continue to collect normally in the bladder. There will be no mixturation. Mixturation is the process of releasing of urine. ಸೊ ಯೂರಿನರಿ ಬ್ಲಾಡರ್ ಇಂದ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಚ್ ಆಗುವಂತಹ ಮಸಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ?
Option B.
Mixturation will continue. So here answer is urine will continue to collect normally in the bladder, but it will not collect much urine. So the answer is option C. Question number 17. Consider the following 4 statements A to D about certain desert animals such as kangaroo and rat. Option A. They have dark color and high rate of reproduction and excrete solid urine. Statement B. They do not drink water, breathe at a slower rate to conserve water, have their body covered with thick hair. C. They feed on dry seeds, do not require drinking water. Statement D. They excrete very concentrated urine, do not use water to regulate body temperature. Which two of the statements for such animals, that is for desert animals, is true? C and D, B and C, C and A and B.
Ma'am, C and D.
C and D. Okay. Very good. The right answer is C and D. Question number 18. Which of the following pair of items correctly belongs to the category of organs mentioned against it? First one, thorn of bougainvillea and tendrils of cucurbita, analogous organs. Then nictitating membrane and blind spot in human eye, vestigial organ. nephridia of earthworm and malpighian tubules of cockroach, excretory organ, wings of honeybee and wings of crow, homologous organ. So which one of these pair is correct, they asked. Means this sentence should be related to this word. So among the four options, which is right, they asked. Okay. So here the right answer is nephridia of earthworm and malpighian tubules of cockroach. These are the excretory organ. That is the right answer. Question number 19. A person.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
they gave against it in question.
1 minute. C correctly belongs to the category of organs mentioned against it. Mentioned against adar munde kottiruvantaha anta. Against and the opposite alla, adar munde kottiruvantaha anta. Understood?
Yes.
Yeah. So here, a person who is on a long hunger strike and is surviving only on water will have more sodium in his urine, less amino acid in his urine, more glucose in his blood, less urea in his urine. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಉಪವಾಸ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಏನು ಊಟನೇ ಮಾಡದ ಇರುವಂತಹ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯ ಯೂರಿನ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಯಾವ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಂಡು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Okay. The answer is less urea in his urine, as he will not eat any food. So the nutrients will be less and the more water will be more. So urea will be less. The nitrogenous waste will be less. Then Bowman's glands are found in option A, olfactory epithelium, external auditory canal, cortical nephrons only, then juxtamedullary nephrons. Out of 4, where do you find Bowman's glands?
Option D.
Okay. Don't worry. If you say wrong also, you will learn from the wrong answer it is. Okay. Okay. So the right answer is olfactory epithelium. Next question. Angiotensinogen is a protein produced and secreted. This is out of syllabus actually. So macula densa cells, endothelial cells, liver cells, juxtaglomerular cells. So here the answer is liver cell. It is a protein which is released by a liver. Question number 22. The net pressure gradient that causes the fluid to filter out of the glomerular into the capsule is 20 mmHg, 75 mmHg, 30 mmHg, 50 mmHg. Yes. Okay. The answer here is 20 mmHg. 20 mmHg. Glomerular in the capsule hoguvaga 20 mmHg of urine irutte. 23rd question. A person is undergoing prolonged fasting. Okay. Idan now kalatvi. His urine will be found to contain abnormal. Okay. This is different, I guess. Let us see. He also went prolonged fasting. That is, he only drank water. So his urine will be found to contain abnormal quantities of. Options are different here. Fats, ketones, amino acids, glucose. Ketones are a kind of proteins. So can you guess the answer?
Amino acids.
Okay, amino acids. The answer is ketone, that is protein. Okay, kind of protein. 24th question. In omethine cycle, which one pair of following wastes are removed from the blood? Omethine cycle. Option A, carbon dioxide and urea. Option B, carbon dioxide and ammonia. Option C, ammonia and urea. Option D, urea and sodium salts. Okay. So the answer is carbon dioxide and ammonia. Last question. Uricotelism is found in uricotelism. Option A, mammals and birds. Option B, fishes and freshwater protozoa. Option C, birds, reptiles and insects. Option D, frogs and toads. Uricotelism.
Ma'am, option C.
Okay. Very good. Option C is the right answer. So today we discussed regarding physiology of excretion, and also we discussed certain multiple choice questions on excretion. So this documents will be sent to you to your mail. The question papers will be sent to you through your mail. Okay. Practice well. Have a nice day. Bye.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.